across the South Coast, live from Solent University. You're listening to Solent Sports News.
Good afternoon, it's 3 o'clock. I'm Jasper Rowland and these are your Solent Sports News headlines. The Winter Olympics officially kicks off tonight. Bobsleigh pilot Brad Hall is one of Great Britain's flag bearers and is honoured at the opportunity of representing GB at an iconic venue.
You don't expect to be chosen, so to be the one that's going to be leading out Team GB to the opening ceremony is a great honour. I think it's one of the highest sort of accolades or honours that you can have in sport.
Earlier, Great Britain continued their unbeaten start in the curling mixed doubles event with a 7-4 victory over Sweden. Bruce Mowat and Jennifer Dodds are now back in action against South Korea, leading 7-1 after 6 ends. In figure skating, Lila Fear and Lewis Gibson finished third in today's ice dance preliminaries. Hampshire's Manny Lumsden and Ben Mays were in action today in the men's Under-19 Cricket World Cup final in Harare. Our cricket correspondent Nathan Williams has a post-match summary.
Well, yes, thank you, Jasper. The last update I did give you, I mentioned that it was looking quite bleak for England. They were 7 down, still requiring about 170 plus runs. The game's now drawn to its conclusion. England are all out for 311. India have won by 100 runs. I think the story of the day does have to be about 14-year-old Vaibhav Suryavanshi. He scored 175 off 85 balls, which arguably was a match-winning innings. India posted 411, a mammoth total in the final. And England, while Caleb Falconer got 115 a century himself, it wasn't enough in the end. The Hampshire boys, Manny Lumsden, he took 1 wicket for 85 runs off 8 overs, and Ben Mays, he came in at number 3, got 45, but it wasn't enough. India do lift the Under-19 World Cup, and unfortunately England have lost.
Thank you, Nathan, for the update. Saints are aiming to extend their unbeaten run to 4 games tomorrow as they host managerless Watford in the early kick-off. Manager Tonta Eckert has ruled out winger Jay Robinson through injury, with Mads Roeslev remaining unavailable with a knee problem. Deadline day signing Cal Larin is in contention to make his first appearance for the club. The Canadian striker has signed initially on loan with a view to make it permanent in the summer.
When I think of Southampton, I think of the Premier League, even though right now it's in the Championship, but I think Southampton's a big club, and when it comes to my mind, and I've always wanted to play in England, and I think Southampton gives me that opportunity, and I can bring a lot to Southampton.
Multiple non-league teams on the South Coast are in action tomorrow, with struggling National League outfit Eastleigh looking to pick up a result after losing their last 5 games. Former Saints striker Ryan Seeger will be aiming to keep up his impressive scoring record against fellow Hampshire side Basingstoke Town tomorrow at the Wesley. Former Aston Villa striker John Duran is set to play for the 6th club of his career at the age of just 22. The Colombian international cancelled his loan at Turkish club Fenerbahce and is now set to join Russian side Zenit St. Petersburg. The striker scored 20 goals during his time in England. Welsh football domestically has been divided for a long time, with Wrexham on a promotion charge to the Premier League. The new Saints club secretary Jacob Williams questions whether this has an impact on the Welsh Football League.
Yeah, domestically it's obviously put Wales on the map and Welsh domestic football on the map. I think a lot of people, when you talk about Welsh football, look at the English clubs or the Welsh clubs who play in the English system, which is sometimes disappointing, and the domestic game is overlooked somewhat.
England started their Six Nations campaign tomorrow as they host Wales at the Allianz Twickenham Stadium. The Roses are second favourites to win the tournament behind France, who beat Ireland 36-14 last night in Paris. Rugby correspondent Max Freeman can tell us more about tomorrow's game.
Yes, thank you very much, Jasper. Changes already to England's starting lineup. Emmanuel Faye was supposed to start on the right wing. He's been replaced by Tom Roebuck. No one on the bench could have came in because it's a scrum half and a 10/fly half on the bench with Marcus Smith and Ben Spencer. Pretty strong team England are playing against. I think the key areas really are that 10 jersey. A lot of question marks there was a lot of question marks on the missing selection of Finn Smith. George Ford from Sale Sharks will fill in today. Will fill in tomorrow at the fly half position. Other question marks include Mario Itoje, the England captain at the moment, and also Henry Pollock, the people's champion. Everyone says they're both on the bench, but England should really be beating Wales, and as you mentioned, second favourites for the championship, so should be comfortable tomorrow.
Thank you, Max. Night 1 of the Premier League darts kicked off in style last night. Michael van Gerwen won the opening night in Newcastle, defeating Jan van Veen 6-4 in the final. Defending champion Luke Littler went out surprisingly in the quarter-finals to Jan van Veen last night. Next week sees the action head to Antwerp. Los Angeles Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford won this year's MVP award at the annual NFL Awards last night. The 37-year-old threw for over 4,700 yards and 46 touchdowns and announced he'd be back for another season in LA.
I am so happy to have you at the games on the sideline with me, and I can't wait for you to cheer me on next year when we're out there kicking. And so I'll see you guys next year. Hopefully I'm not at this event, and we're getting ready for another game in SoFi. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
NFL is expanding across the globe, with one of the new additions being Australia for their international games. But how far will the league go in the next 10 years?
I think obviously we're starting to see a massive increase in the globalisation of it. I think they just announced the game in Melbourne, I think it is, they've just announced. So I think overall they're starting to it's starting to grow massively, like globally and all of that. And I think in 10 years it could go even more and more, and we'll see. I think overall it's going to be huge.
Great Britain have released their roster for this year's World Baseball Classic, with the tournament starting on the 5th of March. This year's captains are Seattle Mariners catcher Harry Ford and New York Yankees infield Jazz Chisholm Jr., who qualifies through his Bahamian descent. GB play Mexico in Houston on the 6th of March to start their campaign. That's all from us this hour. I'll be back in an hour with our final show of the day, where you can see all of our students' packages. We'll see you in an hour.